He took a bullet, then took back a city, and through it all, he never said a single word. Not to Catalina, not to Salvatore, not even to Maria. At the end of GTA 3, Claude rescues Maria and walks into the distance. Then the screen fades to black. A single gunshot, and silence. Did he kill her? Rockstar won't say. On the game's 10th anniversary, when asked what happened after the credits, they replied, "We're not sure. Some think he did, some think he didn't." But they did confirm one thing. Claude is still alive. No funeral, no body. Just a vanishing act from one of Liberty City's deadliest ghosts. We last saw him in San Andreas, racing CJ for pink slips, and losing. He left San Andreas in Catalina's passenger seat, and by the time they got to Liberty City, she had a gun in his back. That betrayal became his origin story. The garage? Gone. The woman? Turned on him. His voice? Buried with whatever life he had before. In GTA Online, you can select Claude as your character's parent. In GTA 4, Niko can wear Claude's old jacket. But none of that's canon. Those are just ghosts in the code. Rockstar has never confirmed what the gunshot means, or if Claude killed Maria. The ending is legendary for its ambiguity. But to some fans, Claude didn't just survive. He erased himself. No headlines, no legacy, just whispers and unfinished business. Some say he still roams Liberty City, silent, invisible, unkillable. But in a world that rewards violence and punishes vulnerability, Claude didn't evolve. He vanished. And in GTA, that's the darkest ending of all. He survived a massacre, took over a city, and built an empire out of blood and betrayal. But when the dust settled, Tommy Vercetti disappeared. At the end of GTA Vice City, Tommy stands alone at the top. The drug lords, dead. The mob, burned. Lance, betrayed and buried. He won, but the story didn't end there. In GTA San Andreas, Ken Rosenberg, Tommy's former lawyer and closest ally, has hit rock bottom. He leaves rehab in Fort Carson and makes a desperate phone call.
Ken Rosenberg! Rosenberg! Oh, really? You told him I called? Look, I made that ingrate, and now he won't take my calls? Just put him on the phone right now!
Tommy doesn't answer. He doesn't speak. He doesn't show up. Not in San Andreas, not in Liberty City, not anywhere. And it led fans to wonder, did Rockstar just erase him? Behind the scenes, Ray Liotta, Tommy's voice actor, reportedly clashed with Rockstar after Vice City's success. He didn't expect the game to blow up, and once it did, he wanted more money. According to multiple developers, the working relationship soured quickly. According to dev rumors, Dan Houser once reportedly said, "Well, how about if we just kill off your character? There is no next time." Officially, Rockstar never killed Tommy, but they never brought him back either. Rumors say he was originally meant to appear in San Andreas. Those plans disappeared, just like the character. What we're left with are fragments. In the mission The Meat Business, Rosenberg slips and calls CJ Tommy.
So exciting, Tommy. It's like old times. Who the fuck is Tommy?
And in Rockstar's official KentPaul.com promo site, now long archived, Kent drops this cryptic note. "See, Tommy, I didn't mention your name. Nowhere. Maybe you won't get us killed now." The implication? Tommy's still alive, and still dangerous. But no sightings, no cameos, no confirmation. The most ruthless protagonist in GTA history became a ghost. He didn't die in a blaze of glory. He was simply written out. And in GTA, power doesn't make you immortal, just forgettable. He didn't just survive the hood, he outgrew it. But in GTA, leaving the streets behind doesn't mean the streets forget you. When San Andreas ends, CJ stands tall. The Grove is back. Big Smoke and Tenpenny are gone. And CJ, he's no longer just another gangster. He's a business owner, a casino partner, a music manager. He won the game without becoming the villain. But after the credits roll, CJ vanishes. There's no official word from Rockstar on what happens next. No funeral, no cameo, no return. Part of that is because San Andreas belongs to the 3D universe, alongside GTA 3 and Vice City. Meanwhile, GTA 4, GTA 5, and GTA Online are set in a separate HD universe. Two different continuities, which explains why CJ never returns as a playable character, or even gets mentioned directly. Still, players have found quiet echoes of his legacy. In GTA 5, Grove Street is no longer his. It belongs to the Ballas now. And in a side conversation, Franklin and Lamar wonder what happened to the old Grove Street set.
Hey, you know Grove Street used to be family hood.
Grove Street family? Man, long time ago.
Man, what happened to them dudes?
Shit, I don't know. Could be dead. Shit, or could be CEOs by now.
Or probably living in some suburb somewhere driving SUVs and shit, you know, soccer moms and shit, coaching Little League football team.
Yeah, the suburban flight, huh? Probably so.
That's gonna be me and you one day, dawg.
While it's not a direct line about CJ, it's widely interpreted as a tribute to his disappearance, and to Grove Street's decline. CJ never wanted to die in the hood. In San Andreas, when Sweet pushes to reclaim Grove Street, CJ hesitates. CJ saw the truth. He can't build a future in a place that's stuck in the past. By the final cutscene, Mad Dog is prepping for a world tour, and CJ is still his manager. The implication? CJ left the gang life behind, and never looked back. Some fans point to a GTA 4 billboard that seems to show CJ in high-end fashion. Others spot CJ's toothpaste in GTA 5 bathrooms. But these are purely Easter eggs, little moments for fan enjoyment, not canon. The real truth is simpler. CJ got out, and he stayed out. No shootouts, no betrayals, no dramatic end. Just silence. He won by walking away before the game could bury him. And in GTA, that might be the rarest ending of all. He tried to stay clean. He tried to do the right thing. But in GTA, doing the right thing just gets you killed faster. Vic Vance didn't want to be a criminal. He wanted to provide for his family, serve his country, stay out of trouble. But one shitty job, just to pay for his brother's meds, was enough to get him kicked out of the military and thrown into the underworld. In Vice City stories, Vic builds an empire from scratch, smuggling, fighting cartels, and constantly cleaning up Lance's chaos. He's smart, disciplined, a reluctant kingpin. And just when it seems like he might finally make it out, he dies in someone else's intro. GTA Vice City opens with a drug deal at the Docks. The camera pans across two brothers, Lance and Vic Vance. Before a word is spoken, the deal goes bad. Gunfire erupts. Vic is gunned down off-screen, before the player takes control. No last words, no dramatic betrayal. Just a life cut short. Rockstar confirmed through official sources who that man was. Victor Vance. It's canon. It's cold. And it turns Vice City Stories, a game about building something, into a tragic prequel about a man doomed to lose it all. Some fans say Vic's death feels too quick, too meaningless. But that's the point. Lance Vance's recklessness dragged Vic into every bad deal, every violent encounter. And in the end, it got him killed. In GTA, tragedy isn't always cinematic. Sometimes, it's just business. CJ got out. Vic tried, but it was too late. The story ended before he could. He killed for the Leone family, bled for them, built their empire. But in the end, Toni never became boss. He was promised respect, but only got scraps. When we meet Toni in GTA 3, he's a trusted capo, loud, loyal, and lethal, but still running errands, still answering to Salvatore Leone. Liberty City Stories reveals the years before. Toni was Salvatore's hammer, loyal, ruthless, trusted enough for high-level hits. But after whacking a rival boss on Sal's orders, the heat forced him into hiding. 4 years off the grid. When he finally returns in 1998, he expects a hero's welcome. Instead, he's forced to start low, mocked by lowlifes, running laundry jobs. Even his own mother scorns him. But Toni claws his way back. He crushes rivals, destroys threats. By the end of Liberty City Stories, he runs the streets in all but name. Salvatore's fixer, his enforcer, his shadow. And yet, he never wears the crown. In GTA 3, 3 years later, Toni is still second in command. Respected, but never in control. Why? Some fans believe Salvatore never planned to pass the crown. Toni wasn't a successor, he was a soldier. Use him, control him, keep him close, but never let him rule. And when Salvatore grows paranoid, it's Claude he targets. But Claude strikes first, killing Sal before anything else can unfold. And with him, Toni's last shot at power dies too. There's no redemption, no takeover, no glory. Toni fades into the shadows. He gave everything to the family, and the family left him behind. He believed in brotherhood, but the Lost didn't believe in him. In The Lost and Damned, Johnny Klebitz is the voice of reason in a gang tearing itself apart. He's loyal, level-headed, and sick of chaos. But chaos doesn't care. When Billy Gray returns from rehab, he brings war with him. Billy wants blood, not peace. And he sees Johnny's leadership as weakness. So he burns it all down. Billy hands Johnny over to the cops. The club's patch? Burned. The brotherhood? Gone. The Lost MC collapses under greed, betrayal, and heroin deals. Johnny survives, but barely. And by the time GTA 5 begins, years later, he's a ghost of the man he used to be. In Los Santos, we find him again. Strung out. Broken. Still riding, but going nowhere. Then he crosses Trevor Philips. And just like that, Johnny Klebitz is dead. One boot to the head. No standoff. No redemption. Just pavement and blood. To many players, it felt like a slap. The biker we rode with for hours, the one who tried to hold things together, gets tossed aside like he never mattered. But maybe that's the point. In GTA, loyalty gets you left behind. Trying to do the right thing just gets you killed slower. Johnny was the last level-headed man in a gang built on self-destruction. And when everything burned down around him, he couldn't save it. He couldn't save himself. In the end, the Lost MC didn't get gunned down. They rotted from the inside. And Johnny? He just held the door open. He came to Liberty City chasing a lie, a fresh start, a clean life, a way out. But all Niko found was a new kind of war. GTA 4 is the most personal story in the franchise. Niko isn't trying to take over a city. He's trying to forget what he did in the last one. Haunted by his past in Eastern Europe, he arrives in America with one dream: find the man who betrayed his unit and start over. What follows is a slow descent. Every job, every corpse, every broken promise. Just another chain around his neck. And in the end, he gets nothing. In the deal ending, Niko loses Roman, his cousin, his blood, his last real family. In the revenge ending, Kate dies, the only woman who made him believe in something more. Both paths end in tragedy. Both leave Niko alone. GTA 5 quietly confirms what happened after. Officially, Rockstar has said nothing about Niko's fate. No appearance, no confirmed death. Just a silence that feels earned. He wanted peace, family, a fresh start. Instead, he got blood. Some believe he's still alive, laying low. Others think Liberty chewed him up like it does everything else. But the truth? No cameos, no calls, just memories. And maybe that's how he wanted it. In GTA, survival doesn't mean victory. It just means you're still breathing. And for Niko Bellic, that was never enough. He sold out the crew, faked his death, moved to Rockford Hills with a new name, a new life, and a family that hated him. Michael DeSanta wanted out of the heists, the killings, the guilt. But in GTA, the past doesn't stay buried. In Grand Theft Auto 5, Michael is dragged back in. By Trevor, by the FIB, by his own boredom. He's rich, but restless. A criminal pretending to be a father. And by the end, he gets what he wants. Sort of. If you choose the Times Come ending, Franklin executes Michael at the Paleto Bay power station, ending his story with violence and silence. A man who spent his whole life lying goes out with no one left to believe in him. But if you choose Death Wish, the ending most fans consider canon, Michael survives. He reunites with his family, finishes his movie, retires from the life, again. though the shadows of his past still linger. While strained, Michael and Trevor maintained limited contact. The FIB's leverage never truly disappears, and the peace, it feels temporary. Michael's story doesn't end with a gunshot. It ends with a question. Can a man like that really change? He doesn't grow. He doesn't evolve. He survives. By the end of GTA 5, Trevor walks away with everything and nothing. No family, no plan, no peace. But for Trevor, that might be the happiest ending he could get. He's not a hero. He's not a villain. He's a force of nature. In the Death Wish ending, considered canon by most fans, Trevor spares Michael, reunites with Franklin, and helps take down every snake in their path. He wins, but the chaos doesn't stop. Years later in GTA Online, Trevor's still out there, running meth labs, screaming at interns, starting wars he barely remembers. He's loyal in his own twisted way. He was never in it for the money or the empire. Trevor just wants the freedom to burn everything down. And in Los Santos, there's always more fuel to pour. No redemption, no reflection, just rage. You don't retire chaos. You let it run wild. And Trevor, he never looked back. Madness survives. He didn't want chaos. He wanted more. A way out of the streets. A shot at real money. And in GTA 5, he got it all. The mansion, the cars, the connections. But power in Los Santos always comes with a price. And Franklin, he paid in blood. By the end of GTA 5, Franklin's stuck between two devils. Kill Trevor, kill Michael, or kill them both. And depending on your choice, his future changes forever. If you pick the times come, he executes Michael at the Paleto Bay power station, ending the mentor-student bond in cold silence. If you choose something sensible, he guns down Trevor, watching him burn alive in a pool of gasoline. But if you pick Death Wish, the path most fans accept as canon, Franklin turns on both Devin Weston and Steve Haynes. He saves his crew, kills his enemies, and walks away with a clean slate. Or so it seems. Because while the money's real, the peace isn't. Franklin ends the story alone. Michael goes back to his family. Trevor vanishes into the chaos. And Franklin, he's left with an empire that feels emptier than it looks. In GTA Online, years later, we find out what happened. Franklin becomes a legit businessman. He opens F. Clinton and Partner, a celebrity solutions agency. Marries Tanisha, has a daughter, builds wealth. But he's still cleaning up other people's messes. The missions are flashy, the contracts are big, and behind the suits and offices, Franklin is still doing what he always did, pulling triggers for people too rich to get their hands dirty. Even in success, he never really escaped the life. He just changed the dress code. Franklin didn't die. He didn't vanish. He adapted. But in GTA, that doesn't always mean you won. Sometimes it just means you lasted longer than everyone else. They all chased power. Some got rich, some got revenge, but none of them got out clean. Because in Grand Theft Auto, there are no happy endings. Just stories that end when the city's done with you.